Hi all.
Hi,
everyone.
hello. Good
Hi,
afternoon.
ma'am.
Hi, Amal ma'am. What a beautiful day today, is it? So,
Look at our back, 36 people looking very amazingly, brilliantly smart ladies.
yes.
What is happening in the class, ma'am?
I think, Amal ma'am, today we are going to learn about management.
Oh, is it?
Yes. Actually, Amal ma'am, I was thinking, why are we learning management? We are learning teaching, right? Teaching small kids.
Look, Muslim ma'am. We will be going to work as the teachers, right? Where we are the school. School also, we need to know what is the vision we are seeing or what we are going to do in the future, and we are going to understand our vision about the school and the common principle to follow. And moreover, this will give immense strength in ourselves and confidence. You know that?
Oh, is it Amal ma'am? You know what? Today, our Sir Praveen Maryadas is coming to our class to speak about the principles of management.
Oh my God! Oh, sorry, Muslim ma'am. Actually, I don't know. Suddenly, I started talking like Hassi ma'am. Oh, it's okay. Now it's clear. Oh, Praveen sir is coming.
Yes, you know,
Oh,
Amal ma'am, he is a great motivational speaker and he is a great biology
wow.
teacher too. He
Wow. I know.
has worked
Yes,
in many
yes, sir.
reputed institutes in India.
Wow. And you know what? He's a great blogger. Writes different, very interesting topics in his blogs. I'm so eagerly waiting for his class. Let
Yes.
us go and start. All are waiting over there.
Yes, Amal ma'am. So let us start this event with the blessings of God. So I'll invite Nita ma'am for the prayer.
Thank you so much, Muzna ma'am.
Welcome.
Thank you, Amal ma'am. Let's all raise our hearts in gratitude to thank the Lord God Almighty for all his blessings upon us and also pray to him to have his presence in this session. Let's all pray. Oh God, be with me and lead me, God. Make me strong to face it all. Give me wisdom to know the fall. Heavenly Father, Creator God, mighty to save, protect all. In your shadow, let me be. Carry my burden and I'll be free. Grant me joy, grant me peace. With your love, cover me, please. Amen.
Wow, super Nita ma'am, super Nida. Do you know Muslim ma'am? This prayer song Nida ma'am has written by herself and given music to it. How talented she is. Everybody give a great round of applause for Nita ma'am.
Superb, Nita ma'am. Superb.
Nita ma'am.
Next, I would like to welcome the multi-talented, beautiful young lady, Miss Lakshmi ma'am, for delivering welcome speech. Please, ma'am.
Thank you, Amal ma'am, for calling me. Good afternoon, everyone. It's my pleasure to welcome each and every one of you to this beautiful event. As we all are coming from different fields, most of us are not aware what does management really mean. What are the different kinds of records, how they are interconnected, how it is going to determine the financial discipline of an institution, how it is going to predict the future development of an organization. And we all are going to be a part of a school very soon. So it is good to have some idea about all these. And we are lucky to have a very knowledgeable person with us today. And I'm proud and I'm profoundly delighted to take this opportunity to introduce the chief guest for the day, Mr. Praveen Mariadas. He is a very experienced teacher. He started off his career as a lecturer in St. Thomas College. He also worked in Shabadagiri School, Kollam, and also worked as an assistant HOD in Good Shepherd International School, Ooty. Now he is working as a senior subject teacher in Pathways World School, one of the international schools at Gurgaon. And he has a total of 22 years of teaching experience. And other than this, he is a certified fitness trainer as well. Sir, we will be delighted with your expertise and knowledge in every way possible. On behalf of our 36th batch, I warmly welcome you to this program. Welcome, Praveen, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. I'm delighted to have an introduction by three people in three different ways, in three different styles.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah.
Next, let me welcome our guiding light, our faculty, Ms. Marsala Parveen. Ma'am, without you, it is impossible for us to make use of this platform to conduct an event like this. You always support us in every possible way you can, and you always give us opportunity to explore more, to experiment a lot, and you always stand by us like a friend. And it's my pleasure to welcome you to this beautiful event. Welcome, Marsala, ma'am.
Thank you, Lakshmi ma'am, and thank you everyone. Lakshmi ma'am, that was a very beautiful intro. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you, Marsala, ma'am.
Yes, so in our class, everyone know we all are supporting each other, and I get so many things to learn from you. And first of all, good evening, everyone, my aspiring trainee teachers, and good evening, Praveen sir.
Good evening.
Good evening and welcome. I think we can start. No need to talk so much because Amal ma'am and Lakshmi ma'am give such a very nice description about you. Lakshmi ma'am, you researched a lot about him. And Praveen sir is, as everyone said, he's a teacher, a science teacher, senior teacher, right? At Pathways World School, Gurgaon. Yeah, and everyone know we got Praveen sir from Hasi ma'am. Praveen sir is Hasi ma'am's husband, and thank you so much, Hasi ma'am, for giving us an opportunity, because we can learn more from Praveen sir about the management and its principles. So I'm not wasting the time, so we can just go to the topic. I would like to welcome our Praveen sir, Praveen Mariadas sir. Welcome.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Once again, good afternoon, all of you, and people who are watching on Facebook. Hi everyone. And NCD is such a platform which my wife has already told, and when she has enrolled into a course, actually we had a deal that we will not talk much about as something like, but I cannot resist this particular thing, that how much NCDC has influenced and how much NCDC has transformed my wife and her aspirations more for the future, and how she will be looking into a career perspective later on, because she has already worked, but this particular bridging which happened, this particular course which everybody is doing, is actually I will say a fantastic course what is going on. And when I was studying for B.Ed at that time, back 15-17 years back, we didn't had this much of, I will say, first of all, it was physical. The classes were physical. It was not online. So the unity, the love, the support, and the collaboration that you people have among each other, that's one thing that I can hear every day, and I see it, and that's something fantastic. And I appreciate Marsala and the entire NCDC department, Mr. Baba Alexander, and whoever has been heading this program. It's amazing, and let it carry forward. So first of all, I should tell that because
Thank you so much, Praveen sir.
actually thought not to, but the thing is that it's you cannot resist talking about that, because I can see the change in my the way my wife actually flourished after taking this particular opportunity in NCDC. Okay, so right away we will go. You don't waste much time, because already I had been grinded all through the day with here also there is evaluations and everything has been happening in my school, so it was a busy schedule. And definitely it is not just pitching on time for NCDC. I would love to be over here sharing some of my experiences and whatever from my experience. And as a former principal, I was in Hyderabad. I would love to actually guide you people, because you people are my juniors, which I would love to guide you and support whenever and wherever. And this will be not the only day. Even if you call me for any other webinars or something like that, if I'm free, I will definitely look forward to. Thank you. Thank you. So without much pause, I will tell about the agenda for today for my session. Educational management and principles of educational management, which I will be talking to today. I'll be very comfortable if somebody can ask me doubts if in the final 10 minutes of our conversation, where you can, if you speak in Malayalam also, I'm definitely fine. I'm so anybody who wishes to something like that, if you can talk in Malayalam, if you're comfortable with that, I'm always happy. Don't hesitate for that. Okay, but otherwise we will be having this conversation and this session in English. First of all, I will tell about the objectives of educational management. We will share some experiences. We will be better interactive in the first session. Then I will go into the PPT, where there will be something. There are so many points which you need to note it down as principles of management. And at that time, there will be definitely some questions will be coming in your mind, which you can ask, and I am happy to clarify. Okay, so here we go. First of all, management. When you hear this particular term, we always think about one particular person in any company or any institution, any office. We think about a manager. Management means manager. And the word manage, simple English, we call it as handling, to handle. Manage means to handle. But to handle what? That's the question in our hand. What to handle? For example, how beautifully Marzilla is handling this particular NCDC 36th batch, or any other batch which he's been handling previously, or this particular group of students I can call, or the junior teachers whom are being trained over here under her, how she's managing. First of all, there should be something called, I always believe that in life, without discipline, you cannot move anywhere. Whatever course you take in, whatever thing that you might be thinking and dreaming of becoming, or something you want to achieve in life, I value most of all discipline. Maybe I got it because 3-4 years I was in NCC during my college. So my professor always used to tell, even if you come late, even if you don't eat well, even if you look healthy, even if you don't have the mood, because the mood of a particular person on a particular day determines what he or she does. So whatever, something like that. If you are not disciplined in life, there can be, depending on people, there can be some of the positives and negatives. Imparting them, if you are disciplined, you will achieve big things in life. That is the number one policy or the number one principle I want to tell you in educational management, or as a principle of management, discipline. Second thing which comes to my mind, I will tell you about is about the order. There should be an order. I don't think there is a problem. I'm just telling about what all things are coming in my mind according to the sequential order or the ranking in which you people should be, what do you say, writing the notes, whatever I am speaking. I am sure that you are making notes of this. or how you should go about it when you join an institution in future. So first I told about discipline. Second, I am speaking about order. An order in life, being organized. When I'm talking about having an order in life or having a organized life, I'm not talking about being a little bit over enthusiastic or being something what we call what is that? Obsessive compulsory disorder, like OCD or something like. I'm not talking about that. That depends on people. There are people who are managing good life with OCD and who are struggling with having OCD also. So I'm not talking about that. Having an order means you get up in the morning, you make a to-do list, you know what to do, what you are expected to do that particular day. You are not scattered. Your mind is not scattered. You don't have differentiated or variant thoughts. You know what to do in the morning. You know what to do in the afternoon. You know what to do in the evening. You arrive in an office. You go to a class. You know what to teach. You know your subject. You know your students. You know where to end. Every teacher, every professor will have a scheme of work, a unit plan. We go according to that. This is what you call an order. This will happen not only to a teacher or a professor. This should happen even to a president of a country or a prime minister of a country, or even if to a chief minister of a country. There should be an order in his office or her office. Number 3 that comes to my mind is definitely the initiative. Initiative to do something. See, talking about initiative, I will say like this is a little bit sensitive area. Mostly the thing is that because we always believe, and I always believe in a philosophy that we tell each other, a teacher cannot teach another teacher. I believe in that. Why we tell that a teacher cannot teach another teacher means every teacher is unique. Lakshmi sitting over here is different from Marzilla. Marzilla is different from Nita. Nita is different from Amal. Every single individual, you think about each other, everybody is different, isn't it? One person cannot copy another. Amitabh Bachchan cannot copy Shah Rukh Khan. Shah Rukh Khan cannot copy Akshay Kumar. Akshay Kumar cannot copy Mammootty. Mammootty cannot copy Mohanlal. Everybody, be an artist, be a singer, be a celebrity, be a dancer, be a politician. See, like India, nobody is there like Shashi Tharoor. He's unique. So everybody has a style. In teaching also, even if one subject. So I'm a person who's been living biology for 22 years. And I'm proud for that. And whenever I step into my department meeting or something like that, or whenever I'm introduced to a new person who's been taking in the subject, I feel like getting to know more about that person. Because I try to learn what is lacking in me, what he has or she has. I try my best, but I never try to get doomed in that belief that I will be only best when I completely being compared with that person, or I will be transformed into the shoes of that person. That is where you yourself get doomed. So my advice is never step into that particular thinking. God has given you everyone something or the other. Like I teach only last year, I don't know how it came, while teaching a particular class. One student was actually trying to bully. It was not actually a bullying comment, but this student was very late to the classes, never does or submits work on time. So I was actually advising him. Previously in my institutions, when I taught in Kerala, our tradition is like making that student stand up and question. It's like interrogation, isn't it? I don't know how still in Kerala, many of the schools and colleges still do have this particular practice. I don't know. But here in the international school tradition, we don't have that particular culture of making a student stand and then target that person and voice out or loud shout or something like that. We just ask. The students are allowed to sit and answer. There is no issue. So when other students are actually targeting this particular student, and one student was actually went to an extreme of calling him useless. Then I told, you better watch your mouth. That is not the way to address a particular person. Useless is not a word that you can use to any human, not even to, because when we are studying the subject of biology, I'll tell you about one particular animal called earthworm. We call worm or earthworms. And earthworms, people who don't know biology, or people who don't know much about earthworms, they think that they are useless creatures in the world because they are ugly, they're slimy, they're yucky, they look like that, they don't do anything, they just crawl. So this is what people think about earthworm. But earthworm is doing something great by adding fertility to the soil. How many people know about that? Earthworms work. They work 24/7 throughout their life from birth to death. Actually, they are adding organic matter to the soil, because of which plants and trees we have. So even worms are useful. So what about humans? Isn't it? So that particular word applies to all of us. Nobody is useless in this world. So we cannot compare to another person. Like, why should I be compared? Or why I am being compared to somebody? The initiative that a person should take should be definitely according to a person's strength. Definitely, we need to identify weakness. We need to identify our weakness, identify our strength, work on our strength rather than thinking about the weakness. Number 3, okay, this was third one. Number 4 is the division of work. Educational management definitely needs to any particular this. When I say about the principles of management, it just doesn't get over only to colleges and schools. It also applies to every single office. Every single. That's why I took the name of President of America or Prime Minister of India. The division of work. Like, for example, today, there was an introductory session by Amal. There was a welcome speech by Lakshmi, welcoming me. Why can't it be anybody randomly? So this was assigned, the duty was assigned to one person. So that person will put his or her maximum effort or good effort in doing that particular work. So division of work or division of labor, what we call, is one of the most important ingredient in making this recipe called management. Very much closely or parallel associated. Sorry, a technical glitch is happening. I hope you can hear me. Just put something on the chat, something like if let me know if I'm not audible to you. Just put me on chat, okay? Because all of you are silent. Okay, so good. One thing which runs parallel to this authority and responsibility. So that if somebody has been put in authority, some serious issue with the technical connectivity. I think now it is fine, Amal. Yeah, good. Thank you. Thank you. So number 4 and number 5, division of work and authority and responsibility goes hand in hand. Why? For example, Marcella, when she is leading this program, Marcella will be thinking now, why my name is taking so much? Because Marcella, your thing, what I heard, something like, and what I can see, it's fantastic. I should appreciate that. Okay, so yeah, I'll take some other session, some other class just to appreciate you. And it was a tragedy that I couldn't meet you over there. We will definitely meet. Okay, coming back to the points of division of work and authority and responsibility. when one person is being put as authoritative, that person, the company or the office or the senior management or somebody who is owning that particular company. Because nobody, like, for example, who is a producer? A producer is somebody who spends money. A movie. It pains a lot. Many of the things of the stories behind.
Yes, I think some range issue is there.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I think Praveen sir is stuck. Yeah, as he was saying, why today, why we assigned people for that? Like one should do the presidential address, one should do the welcome speech. So it is that, just like he told, our Lakshmi ma'am made so many things. No, she made research about him and saw that it was perfect. Our welcome speech. So he was also happy that it is happening. It's just for a small function like this we are doing this. And Praveen sir is back, I think. Yes, Praveen sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm so sorry.
It's okay, sir. We understand.
Okay. Don't be surprised if it happens again. Okay. But you people are good listeners. Thank you. Okay. So what I was talking about is that how art movies are being given a stepmotherly treatment in the industry. So he has spoken definitely, and from my cousins who have been his sons have been talking about how much a producer feels bad when the money doesn't come as a profit when releasing to theaters. The same thing happens when somebody's owned an office, a company, a school, or a college. And when we are talking about that, definitely people might ask a question. Praveen sir, are you thinking that education field is a business field? No, definitely. Education is a service. There are many teachers, there are many professors whom I know. I wish to be like that. I just wish to be like that. I don't know. I can be one of them. In India itself, in Karnataka and Tamil Nadu, the both of the male teachers who won the Best Teacher Award 2021 were actually giving free education to village students. Free education. And this they have been doing for the past 15 years. So they are not doing it for business. They are not doing it for remuneration or salary. They are doing it because it's passion. It's like a calling. It's like giving something to God, like that. So there are people like that also. But coming back to when we are working under a profitable or a non-profitable organization, we owe something back to this owner. That's where authority comes. And when that authority comes to a person, responsibility comes automatically. So a principal, a vice principal, a coordinator, a general manager, or a director, whoever is being appointed in specific positions will automatically have that particular responsibility to have this control and put some division of work. Coming to number 6, unity of command. Now, unity of command, many people might have unity of command. It is like you might have heard this particular saying: too many cook spoil the broth, isn't it? Too many cook spoil the broth. If one program, one event is being handled by 3 or 4, there will be, what you say, clash of opinions. Where to place the stage, whom to perform the inaugural speech, whom to make the prayer, whom we should approach for making the decorations, the lightings, and event management. There will be clash of opinions. But if one person is being given that authority, one person is supervising, then everything goes smoothly because that person knows what is being expected. and that person will lead the command. Under him or her, there will be some people working. So in a group, that event will go in a success. That is what we call unity of command. So unity of command is very important, a very important strategy or a principle of managing institutions. Number 7, when unity of command is coming, yeah, definitely unity of command. I will explain, because you people might have a doubt in your mind that listen to one supervisor, isn't it? Whom are we listening to? Sometimes we have a doubt in our mind, something like he said like that, she said like that, and you are giving a different command. Whom should we listen to? This is contradictory. She said something yesterday, and you are saying something today. This should not happen. That is not good management. So the people working under will definitely have a confusion. When this unity of command goes, then the next one, unity of direction, number 7, comes hand in hand. So these are parallel again. So like I told about division of work and authority and responsibility running parallel, I can say unity of command and unity of direction also runs parallel, 6 and 7. So unity of command, when there is one supervisor and one who is leading the program, there will be definitely a unity of direction. Unity of direction, I'm talking about somebody who is sitting as a head. Somebody who is leading an institution. It can be director, it can be general manager. In Kerala, we have definitely 80% of the schools and colleges are run by missionaries, Christian, Catholic, priests or nuns. They are experienced, they have the qualification, they have the life experience to guide people under them. That is why they are being, and irrespective of any religion wise, any category, something like, we see a huge population of students studying in all these convent schools for years and years. I will say since the British time, it has been happening. So in Lawrence School over here, which when I was teaching in Good Shepherd, Ooty, we had the Lawrence Lovedale School in Ooty, and we have a Lawrence School over here in North India, Sanaur, very close to Uttarakhand. So these are some institutions which are run actually by the missionaries still. And the belief, because their unity of command and the unity of direction, which is been, I don't know the real aspect but people have a particular trust in how they will be guiding people. Next one, subordinates. Listening to subordinates, or the subordination of individual interest should be coming as what you call individual interest should be based on a general interest. For example, suppose your Ncdc class was going physical. Okay, it was going physical. It is not online, physical. And Marcella ma'am is taking class in an open hall. All you people are there, 25, 30 people are sitting. And one person standing up and saying something like, ma'am, me and Lakshmi, we both have to catch a bus. The bus will come by 3 o'clock sharp. Can you leave the class? Can you finish the class by 2:45? So that I can reach the bus station and we can have the bus, catch the bus by 3 o'clock. It's an individual interest. It's an individual interest. Now, if you say no to it, you have to give a valid reason behind it. There will be some other person also will be having a similar thought. It is not that every person should express the idea, isn't it? Like as I told you earlier, the initiative. Some people will be keeping things quiet in the mind. They will not be extrovert. They will be introverts. They will be soft-spoken. They will be silent people. We need to understand them. So one's interest can go sometimes as a general interest. Having a toilet nearby, having drinking water nearby, having cupboards where we can place the files, books, whenever we go for a break. So like whatever students ask in a particular classroom situation, or when teachers work in a staff room, all the teachers are sitting in a staff room. What are the things that we require? Which comes as an individual interest, later will become a general interest. How to subordinate these particular ideas so that we can have a good effort that is coming from people around. That actually motivates, isn't it? When you listen, when the authorities listen to such small things which people ask, that creates more motivation and the enthusiasm and the productivity to work. Next is the degree of centralization, which I want to talk. Degree of centralization means some of the ideas that an institution might deliver, like a command. For example, related to pandemic, I will tell you. When the pandemic started, back in 1.5 years before, it is an organization's duty to make it mandatory that all the staff wear mask, face mask, whenever they are coming to classroom and teach, or whenever they are outside walking in the corridors, whenever they're talking with the students, to have a face mask, mandatory. This is a centralized idea. This is a centralized command. Now, we can decentralize it. How we will, degree of the decentralization means within departments or within individuals, if 2 or 3 people in a department are comfortable with each other, they can deal, they can manage that particular situation by saying, are you comfortable? Me not wearing a mask? Then other person will say, Praveen, it's fine. It's only we two, something like that. It's fine. Be cool. So ideas we can decentralize within ourselves, but the general idea still stands over there. So the major command that is being given by a company or an institution, which affects everyone, is called a central idea. That is called the degree of centralization. Within individuals, within department, how we split apart or give the duty to control or give the duty to monitor people, that is called decentralization, is a number 9th principle of management. Next is definitely we all work, everybody get happy when listening to about this remuneration, isn't it? Salary. At the month end, yeah, this is what people look forward to. Remuneration. Now, remuneration, definitely, yes. It is one of the principles of management. Whom to give. Here, I'm not talking about a high salary or a low salary. I definitely vouch on this particular idea. I always, whenever we have a conversation with my wife, or I have a conversation with my wife, or whenever I have a conversation with my colleagues, all these years in any institution, the major thing, what I always tell is about the experience. Experience of a person matters a lot. I'll tell you a good example for that. If anybody is contradicting this particular idea, if anybody is thinking that, Praveen sir, I don't agree with that. If anybody is feeling like that, I will tell you one good example. Many of you people might be seeing football or cricket or somebody or something or the sport. Okay, so we will take cricket, which I think many of you might have seen at least one match or some glances anywhere in the television. There is a particular strata of giving the pay, the payment schedule or payment scale given to cricketers. How much good a talent a person is in the current Indian team. Just now a new recruit, for example, Harshal Patel or somebody like Rishabh Pant as a wicketkeeper who is getting into Indian team. He's a new guy, a new person, isn't it? He will definitely have good techniques, good strategies, learned very good strategies, but he is new. Only because just he is new. He cannot ask for a good pay than the seniors who are already in the team. I hope you got my point. When a Sachin Tendulkar or a Rahul Dravid is there already, or a Saurav Ganguly is there, somebody who is coming new at that time, like a Sahir Khan or an Ajit Agarkar, cannot claim that I need Sachin Tendulkar's salary. No. My philosophy goes same in education. A person who have started, I will tell you honestly, right over here, I don't have any problem because I consider still as a calling this profession. When I started my profession back 22 years, I drawn my first salary, 1,000 rupees. I don't know how many of you whether believe or not. My first salary was just 1,000 rupees. I didn't know anything about the system. What are the classes? How this particular profession will be. But from there, which I have grown, I have seen life. I have seen people. I have seen systems. I have seen institutions. So remuneration, wherever you are, whichever branch, whichever institution, whichever country you are being allocated in future, you should be humble enough to be happy with what you are getting in hand, just because you are a new person. That's what I told in the example of cricket. You might have good strategy, you might have good tools, you might have good degrees, you might have multiple degrees. But a senior who might be working with you in the same institution, might be working there from 1970s. The first thing that you should have towards that person, man or a woman, is something called respect. Because that person has given a 20% or a 30% or a 40% of his or her life for this profession. So the remuneration a management decides definitely is based on experience. And I have seen many institutions, even if when I was teaching in some of the entrance coaching centers also, because in my initial days in Ernakulam, while I was guest lecturer in St. Albert's College, I was teaching in tandem as a medical entrance coaching lecturer. At that time also I was only 23-year-old. So one of my physics teacher, who was something already retired, a retired professor. So retired professors will have so much of resources. So he was like a father figure to me in my profession. At that time, 22 years back I'm talking, he was drawing 200 rupees per hour. 200 rupees per hour. And I was not even near to that. So why should I be feeling egoistic or being a little bit insecure, thinking about what he is drawing? He has spent his entire life for this profession. So remuneration, actually when we are talking about people actually claiming for positions, for more money or profit, something like that, always think as one of the basic principle of what you call in the management. Do we deserve that? That should be the first question coming to your mind. Then everything will melt away. Next, number 11, equity. Equity or equality. Whenever we discuss some matter with a person, maybe it's an individual feedback, it can be a group discussion, it can be an analysis of a student based on his or her performance, or in a group, a staff meeting has been happening. We should not take any biased situation only to praise one person only. That is unprofessionalism, unethical. Either you should not praise anyone, or you should identify people according to their abilities, and you should be praising them. That is called appraisal. There is something called, when you get into the profession of somebody who have already worked in any institution, you know there is something called appraisal. An appraisal letter also will be delivered to you after the meeting with your principal or with your director. There, I believe in this principle of management called equity or no bias. Number 13, the stability of tenure that you can give. Stability of tenure means how comfortable you can make an employee under you to work more, to give, to deliver for the institution, for the people, for the clients. Who are our clients? Our students are the clients, isn't it? Our parents are the clients. The students' parents are the clients. Just like an actor, how much he or she, an actor or an actress, boast about his or her abilities or awards. मैंने ये फिल्म फेयर अवार्ड जीता है और मैंने ये अवार्ड जीता है, मैंने ऑस्कर अवार्ड जीता है, something like If the major thing is that if you don't impress the audience, you're out of the industry. That moment you're out of the industry. The audience is an actor's client. Like that, we have the clients called the students and the parents. If you're not creating an impression, beginning itself, I will say we need to work it on. So a stability of the tenure, or how much of a person can be productive for an institution or an organization, it becomes the most important thing I value in all the 14 principles I'll be talking to. And out of this 13th, I value a lot on the stability of the tenure, because how we can make a person an asset to an organization. We call it as somebody who is delivering the best, who is being everybody is looking forward to. And if that person take a leave on that particular day, that absence is being felt in that institution. That's what we call a gem of a department. Somebody who has delivered the best, and somebody who you will be foreseeing for the future, something like that. And the management or an institution, starting from the top hierarchy, should think that to identify who are these people who are best striving to achieve the best, taking the best, who are being productive, who are being an asset to an institution. And they should be made to stay than to resign and leave and join other institution. That should not happen. Staff retention. We need to retain them. However possible ways, whether it by remuneration, whether it by hike, whether it is by giving other perks, facilities, something like retaining a faculty also comes under remuneration, but at the same time, having a good stability of tenure under the management. Last and foremost, without which nothing will work. Why I kept this particular last point towards the end is that I can see Ncdc people and work studying under Mozilla in such a happy mood, and all of you people are joined together delivering the best is because of something called teamwork. Just a minute.
Yes, ma'am. Teamwork. So now sir was saying about teamwork, no? What do you have to say? We are a team, right? With one person, we can't do the teamwork. Everyone want to come forward.
We are a wonderful team, ma'am.
Yes.
And there is division of teams as well.
Actually,
Yes.
division of work.
And healthy competition, everything we are doing. And we are, now when sir was talking about this, earlier we used to think in that perspective, how we used to study in our commerce classes. That way we were thinking. Now only we are thinking in this way, right? Yes, welcome, sir.
Okay, yeah, thank you, Marcella, for continuing with that. So teamwork, why I definitely, I purposely made it towards the end, because even if we do all these 13 points, which I told about the principles of management, if all the 13 are fine, going good or in a smooth direction, you feel, and honor of the company is feeling, honor of an organization is feeling, a director is feeling. But if teamwork is not there, nothing is going to work. Everything shatters. Because we should think that it is not for an individual's growth. It is a growth of a full institution. It is a growth when an institution grows, isn't it? When a school or a college gets so much of medals or trophies in a particular tournament or in a scholarship examination, or when the results come towards the end in the board exams, how happy each and every faculty feels when it becomes a celebration. At that time, we say that, isn't it? It's our unity of work. It is because of our unity. It is because of our teamwork. That particular motive, that particular saying should be there 24/7, 365 days. Not only when it's like in one movie, I still remember that dialogue. It is not about the unity of every Indian should show when an India-Pakistan match has been happening, standing up for a national anthem and saluting the flag. It should not happen when only an India-Pakistan match is happening. It should happen. That particular patriotism should happen 365 days. The same thing goes in an organization, that We should be appreciating our efforts. We should be appreciating others' efforts. That is what you call teamwork. And we should be there for others. So that when you grow together. Definitely there are weak points in some people. Everybody cannot work like A, B, and C will be different. But when we handhold others, it's actually your own achievement. Because that person, C, if A is helping C, C will definitely remember till the end of the career how A has helped. Even if C might not tell A directly that it is because of you, but the feeling that you're having, always remember that this particular thing that for the last 3 or 4 years, I always tell, I tell Hasi also the same thing that there has been a good transformation that has happened. I was a person who was a little bit like, what do you say? It's like I believe in karma now. We don't have to do something against a person. We don't have to do politics in department. We don't have to do politics among a team. Whatever we do, if it is good, it is being seen by the Almighty. And He will definitely give what you pray for. If your karma is good, you will be paid accordingly. So that is what I believe. So when you do the teamwork, and when I'm saying that Praveen sir is a nayote, something you're like, no, Praveen sir, it will not work. Teamwork will not work. Why should I help somebody who's no? It's actually, you should think about the karma for this particular service called teaching profession. You should believe that. Then teamwork will automatically fall in place. And you will be definitely happy by helping others, because that person is definitely going to tell about you to others wherever he or she goes. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Any questions?
Thank you, sir. Superb, sir. Superb, sir.
Wonderful.
Wonderful, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Any
Thank
questions? I'm open to that. Please be interactive. Everybody is so silent. Please be. You can question.
Sir, you talked about subordinates the ideas, right, sir?
Subordination of individual interest.
Yes, sir. Sir, when as a teacher, when we are working in a school, it is like when my student is saying, "Ma'am, I want this thing." Maybe it's a privilege for a particular kid. It may not be for other kids. So what choice should I make, sir? As a teacher, it depends upon our experience and all, or should we go to higher authorities and
No,
get feedback from them?
very good question, Lakshmi. The thing is that there are things which you study and you know from your experience. For example, I'm not saying that everybody who is in the teaching profession will have children. Some people opt for no children. So when we are benefited by God that we have our own children, we see in them what is the thing that they ask genuinely or something which they ask as a fake, isn't it? We can identify what is being just for a passing of a time, what he or she is asking, or is it genuine? Identify the genuinity of a student. Number two, whatever you make a decision at that particular time to give, agree to that, say yes or no, it should not disrupt your class. Number three, it should be of common interest. That's what I told. It should be of general interest. So like you make a rule in your own class that, okay, I'm going to start. Time is 11 a.m. I'm going to start my class. If anybody wants to drink water or anybody wants to fill your bottle, please go fetch water and come. After that, I'm not going to leave anyone. At least for 45 minutes, you people have to be here. Nobody will ask to go to washroom or for water. Please have it. So like that, I'm just saying an example. So if you have a set of rules that is being delivered in the beginning itself, then I don't think there is a difficulty later on.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome.
Praveen sir, I have a question. It's about centralization and decentralization. Actually, I actually read the same point in terms of the work assignment. Okay, you have explained in terms of passing the command, the order of the command. Okay.
Okay.
So there was a statement like some organizations follow centralization, and some other organization follows decentralization.
Very good. Very good.
So,
Very good. I was expecting this.
explain-
Very good. Yeah. So you are asking why this disparity between the organizations? Good question. I was expecting this when I was thinking about this particular point. It depends, Amal. It actually depends, because the thing is that there are institutions run by certain individuals. See, I can give you a good example like Sarla Birla Academy, Aditya Birla Group. They have the Ambani Group have their own international school. Then there is the GEMS International Academy. I'm not naming much. I'm not going into deep into everybody's strategy or something like that. What I've seen and heard from experiences from people or among the fellow colleagues is that when a group or a trust runs a particular institution, it is easy for them to decentralize certain ideas and certain commands so that it will bring more of the teamwork and the initiative among the faculty working over there when it is a trust or when it is a group. Okay. I have also seen some institutions and some colleges run by one person who has been so proud enough because of his hard-earned money, hard-earned effort and experience and the pain which he or she has put in to build that organization. I have seen more centralization because that person has worked accordingly based on certain set of rules, certain sort of discipline, something like that, and he or she wants that particular institution to work accordingly. So more of that particular side, I have seen more of centralization than decentralization. So it depends on a group or a trust that is running an institution or an individual is running. And in the second case, which I told about an individual running, I will say 90% of the employees don't question this particular person.
Thank you, Praveen sir, for that explanation.
Welcome.
Sir, if it all depends upon the risk of losing money. If it is coming to one single person, it will be a centralized.
Exactly. You got it. You got it. Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Because the thing is that I still remember, whether I don't know any students or any ex-students are watching this on Facebook right now. Because I'm very happy for this person, and my two of my cousins also studied over there. I think most of the Malayali people will know PC Thomas Training Institution in Thrissur for making MBBS and engineering courses. He's still running that particular institution. So Thomas sir has made a set of rules that is based on a particular disciplined set of rules in which he knows that the student who is been focusing and following these particular set of rules are only the one who will be coming with the flying colors or who will be getting the entrance. Because getting Kerala entrance exam, medical and engineering or all India entrance exam is not a cup of cake. It is it's something I cannot explain. It needs dedication. It needs commitment. So I have seen him as somebody who is inspiring in the same way, at the same time who is very strict in a set of rules which should be followed.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome. I want some questions from people who are sitting very silent. Okay, Jinu ma'am. Okay, Jinu ma'am has put something on the chat. Degree of centralization depends on the size of organization. Size of organization.
Sir, I was trying to say that to choose.
Can you explain that? Yeah. Can you explain size of organization? Do you mean that is it based on the strength of the students?
For a centralized. It's like how big it is, how many people are ruling it, how many are there at the top, and
yes.
whether we should choose whether we should go for centralization or decentralization depends upon how big particular organization, how
Yes,
many.
yes, definitely.
heads
Because
are.
for example, if an institution, yeah, that point is correct. Because if an institution is very new, very brand new, and it has only very less faculty. For example, any institution starts from the small, like a cell builds into tissue, tissue grows into an organ. Just I'm sorry to say a biological aspect, but brick by brick, we build a building, isn't it? So like that, when an institution is very small, impacting the centralization is so easy. But as you said, when it grows and when it multiplies into many faculty, many employees under that, decentralization becomes more easier, and decentralization has to happen because we need to take opinion of many people, definitely. Wahan pe centralization nahi hoga. Yeah. Vismaya ma'am has something to ask, I think.
No, sir.
No, huh?
Ask, okay? Just use this opportunity.
Yeah.
I have another question. It's about stability, and you were talking about the productivity of the person. Okay,
Yeah.
we should look for the consistency in that person's performance, right? Instead, some people will suddenly rise and do many stuff, and after certain time they will go down again. But some people will constantly keep up their performance. It's like
Why
how
do
you feel.
Can you tell me? No, I will ask a question back. Why do you think, Amal? Give me just one factor. As somebody who was rising, somebody who was shining. Why a person has to go down in performance?
Some people are like that. Okay, for example, if you see, if for example, some people may score very good score in 10th standard, and when it comes to 12th, their grades will be lower. So there is no control. And some people will be the first person might have scored 85%, then goes down to 60, and another person comes, he is always maintaining a 70s. So how which person do you like?
Definitely, in any field, people will accept performers who are consistent. No doubt about that. No doubt about that. 100%. But if a good leader who is, I will say, is somebody who reflects on a problem of that particular person during a particular time. For example, there are 56 schools in Hyderabad got shut down during pandemic. There are 1,200 teachers who got fired from the job during pandemic in Ernakulam alone. There are nearly 860 professors. These are all data, statistics. 860 professors all over India fired from the university during pandemic. Why? The question should be asked to the management of these people. On what grounds you people have sacked these people? They have given their best or the performance, as Amal is saying, about whether it is consistent or low performance or something. But a good leader will reflect on the reasons why a person gave a low performance. It can be individual, it can be physical reason, mental, physiological, psychological reason. So I will say a good leader should give time for a person to come up, should wait, should show some patience, and then analyze. That means the duration for that particular person to come up and flourish and to show the degree of commitment later on. So that is my opinion. Even if definitely I accept the consistent performers are always being taken, low performers, there is always a chance of being in an insecure space or always being questioned, always being threatened, and they themselves get demotivated. So I don't go with that particular perspective that demotivate a particular individuality. No organization, no management should do that. We should give time. We should be patient enough to understand and reflect a person's why that person the performance went up, rather than asking for consistency.
Thank you, sir. Great view, actually.
Amal ma'am, you were saying something.
No, I said his views were very good because not many management follow this particular role. And probably this might be his individual view, but never in any.
Yes.
In most of the management
That's what I
never
told.
consider
That's what I told Amal. Why these many people who have been working so many years in these institutions got fired? There should be a behind reason. Just because pandemic, we don't have money to pay you, and that should be not the reason to fire these people. That is a sin, I will tell you. So that should not be a criteria.
Sir, I have a question, sir. It's been a long time you're working. It's in Pathways. It's been for 12 years, I guess. So how do you handle the work pressure, sir? So we are the aspiring teachers. We might join school soon. So what do you think, sir? How can we handle the work pressure?
Okay, good question. Work pressure is something that two phases to it. Two phases to work pressure. One is, are you a new recruit to an organization, as I told you before, working in an institution, or are you an experienced person? An experienced person, talking about work pressure, I will tell that person should not be working there. Very frankly, I'm saying. An experienced person who is in an institution, any institution, any office, and complaining about work pressure, that person should not work over there. Okay, he should. A new recruit, somebody who is just joined, definitely will have complaint. Definitely, it's not a complaint, like it will come as a psychological aspect to that. There will be a competition, there will be work pressure to finish things on time, deadlines to submit, and all those things will definitely, because that person, he or she, has just adapted to that environment, adapted to a new system, adapted to new colleagues around. We should give time for that person to flourish, definitely. So I will accept questions like that or work pressure from a person. Now, number two, we should divide the work. As a person, what I did is that I always divide my work into smart work and hard work. Where it needs productivity, where my productivity goes, where my client, I always don't use the word client, my students or parents benefit, something like that. That should be reflected in their minds forever. If those who are watching Facebook or those who are listening to my voice, something like that, anywhere along through any media, something like that. If Praveen sir is being remembered at least by one student in any batch, is something like, because for that particular student, how much commitment I have shown. So there goes the hard work. Any institution, any office, anywhere, something like that, you cannot say every single thing needs 100% priority. That is where we should use the principle of prioritization. We should prioritize what is important. There are things which should be done on 9 a.m. that you should do at 9 a.m. There are things which should require least amount of work that you can do at 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock. The same thing doesn't need importance what is being important at 9 a.m. So we should be able to have that particular tactic and the experience and the cleverness to identify and distinguish the to-do list, like what is to be done now, what is to be done later. If you make that particular list every day, then work pressure won't affect you. But definitely, it works according with experience. As experience moves on, never a thing called work pressure will come. The things will go smooth because you know the play, you are the champion of it.
Thank you, sir.
Actually, we can connect it with our class, okay? Earlier, they were like, why we are getting this much home assignments, why we are getting audios, why we are getting videos. Now they are asking, ma'am, why you are not sending any work?
Ma'am, Sakshi ma'am has a question.
Okay, please.
Sakshi,
Yes.
ma'am.
Sir, how we can lead FM in very well, like a management, and how we can coordinate it very well, and how we can go through it. Please explain.
No. Can you
that
please?
one.
There was some breakage in the comments. I couldn't hear it properly. Sakshi, can you repeat it? Thank you.
Okay. How the way we can lead a firm in a pleasant way with management, and that is my question, sir. I type it on here.
Yeah. Please go. Please type it on the chat. Yeah. Okay. How
Can
to?
I read it from the chat? Sakshi
Okay,
ma'am has
I got it.
asked, how to lead a management in a pleasant way, and what are the objectives for that, and how they can manage stress among the crew. How can we coordinate the management as a head? These are the questions she asked.
Okay. Sakshi, I got it. Okay. This is a tough question because this is a tough question. Why? Because it depends on individuals. Actually, it depends on an individual who actually leads a team. Somebody who is very new, very fresh, appointed as a head of a team will also get pressurized the same way like the people who are working under him or her. But a person who is experienced enough to lead a management, to lead an organization, will have already placed a set of objectives, a set of plan, what to be done. Because he can share the ideas which are being successful in his last institution where he or she worked. So, for example, person A and B. B will be new. B doesn't know the new set of rules or systems. And B is insecure because B is being pressurized by the owner or the senior management as a principal to work. What are the things, something like that. So B is always getting pressurized every day. Oh, I've been expected to work like this. I'm expected to work like this. What should I do? What should I tell? When to call the meetings, blah, blah, blah. All these things will happen. But A, who is coming just from an institution and joined as an experienced person as a principal, he or she will distinguish between the plus and minus what he or she had in the last institution. So he or she will work better on what he or she had as the flop areas over there in the last institution. That person will work better in this over here. The strength and the successful things which he or she had directly will be copied. So the programs or the events and the teamwork and the principles and how the meeting was going on, the guidelines which are being shared, everything that person can share over here in the new institution. So Sakshi, my answer will be, it actually depends on definitely experience. It depends on the individual. It is not easy to lead, but always think that take an opportunity whenever it comes, because an opportunity never knocks your door every time. Whenever it comes, something like that, take it. Because think about all these famous personalities or the scientists, even Bill Gates, starting from Albert Einstein. Think about Abraham Lincoln, who failed 13 times in election to become 14th time only the president. So if somebody like that, like us, or like our ministers in Kerala or in India, they would have committed suicide. 13 times failing in an election, 14th time only becoming a president, something like that. Think about that particular determination. So never think that in the first step itself, we are going to be successful. A step or an opportunity is given to you to learn. Definitely there will be mistakes, but we will come up.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Any doubts?
Yes. Anyone?
Can I ask one last question?
Yes, Lakshmi.
Sir, have you ever been in an organization which focuses on finding the reason why the employee is performing low? And have you ever been in an organization where the management, management asks or demands the staff to take a break in India?
Management is asking a person to take a break. Means break from the job.
No, from the tough work schedules and all. because we are having a lot of stressful work schedules and all. So sometimes some management, they focuses on the well-being of the employee. So they may demand them to take a break and come back by, seeing their low performance and all. Have you ever?
I've heard, no. I have not worked in both the areas, Lakshmi. Sorry for that. In both the areas, what you mentioned, I have not worked. First area, what you asked is about the HR department, the human resources, where they are the people who are supposed to find these particular things about the the strength and talent or skills of a person, whether becoming. I already told about being an asset to an institution. These are all the things to be checked and analyzed by the HR department. I have not worked with them closely, but definitely I request those who are watching or any HR department around the world or something like that. This is a serious thing, which now, like the adult teenagers or the current population of youngsters who are committing suicide. In the last 2 years, India has recorded the maximum amount of suicide because of pandemic. So it is a call to, and it's a challenge to every HR department and every person, a human resource manager who is sitting over there in any office, in any company, to understand and analyze and reflect on and counsel a particular faculty or an employee on whether to take him or whether to lose him, or on what grounds we are losing you, something like that. There should be a clear-cut instructions to be given. And second thing, what Lakshmi you asked is about taking a break. Yes, in school, what I've read in some articles in Norway, in schools in Norway and Japan and all these things, there are institutions, they are a little bit more empathetic to the employees and the faculty, in which they understand the hardships of an employee, mostly in the teaching field, because they understand the hardships of, this is not a profession so easy, because this is not a profession which handles adults. This is a profession which handles youngsters, particularly the teenagers, in which the fluctuating mind, and it is not easy to control these minds. So they actually value and respect huge, very heavily. And only, I think, very few countries and some of the institutions actually tell them that you need a break. Please go, have some rejuvenation, have some relaxation, and come back fresh. Even my institution, Pathways, is fantastic in that particular thing, because the amount of the breaks that we have, and whenever the break has been happening, the mails that come to us, the gift that comes to us, whether it is Diwali, whether it is Holi, whether it is Christmas or summer vacation, the parties that we have, the staff parties, the get-togethers what we have, is a kind of rejuvenation. It's a kind of break that we just need to completely switch off from what we are doing and to enjoy at the moment. It is not about always work, but these things needs to be enjoyed and come back, something like that. And I'm fortunate to be in this institution.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir.
Welcome, Marcella.
Anyone has any questions?
Anyone? No, I think.
More about the objective, something like that, a little bit theoretical principles of management and aspects I think Marcella has got the PPT of that. I have forwarded to her. So if anybody wishes to have that PPT, the directives, the exact theoretical aspect of educational management, Marcella has it. So I'm sure that she will disperse it to you, all of you people. Otherwise, I just wanted to make it more interactive. That is why I didn't touch the PPT, even though I have opened the PPT over here, but I didn't go through that. What I talked about, all these 13, 14 points of principles of management, was always in my mind, because what I studied in B.Ed, thanks to my professors, because these are being instilled, even though there was no imposition or something like that we had, but the way they taught has been amazing, and I'm thankful for that. If I can remember some of these things and I can relate to my experience, definitely.
Yes. We actually, I told no, we are used to 5-14 principles and all. And now only we are getting the other aspect, like you have so much experience in the educational field. So
Yeah, Praveen sir talked in perspective of a teacher. Actually, when we are thinking about the management, we will be thinking about a person who is standing on the top of everything.
Yeah.
That
That's
is,
why Amal, that's a very good point, because when I was working as a principal, that was a short tenure, 5 months in Gitanjali Global School in Hyderabad. There was one English teacher who actually came when I was leaving. She actually sat with me for 10 minutes and told that I don't know whether we will get a principal like you again, because the thing is that I always believe, this is her comment, I believe that a person who has grown from the field of teaching should become a principal. Somebody who knows classroom, somebody who knows the pulse of a student, somebody who can relate to a parent's feeling, as our own parent, our own children studying, how you will feel as a principal. So somebody who has been a teacher will make a better principal. So yes, being a head is not easy. The way the things they make certain criteria and everything, I cannot comment much.
Sir, Marsila ma'am had asked a question in the chat whether the power nap is effective.
No, I was just asking, like so many
Okay,
countries
I didn't
now
see
it's
that.
a trend, you know.
Power nap. Okay. Power nap. You. Okay.
Like I don't know, it's working or not. For me, it's very effective. So I was thinking, if we are taking it into a school and all, will it work?
I do that. I hope Hasi has told about that.
No. I used to do the power nap. That's
I
yeah.
do that from 3:30 to 5. And it's working like a blessing in disguise, because I get the nap and I don't have to disturb when Hasi's Ncdc class is also going on. So she will be having a class over there. Nothing I can do at that particular time. So children will be one. Rehan is going for soccer. Rachel is having her own business. She will be having her class. Then what the hell I will be doing? So I will be sleeping. So I get the nap at the same time. She will be having a class. So
yeah, I heard that in some countries there will be 8 hours, 9 hours shift. In between, they will give half an hour or 1 hour for napping. They can just nap in their desk itself. It's called power nap, and we are getting that instant power. That I was asking, but I think we Indians are little more into sleep. So if they give us the chance, we will sleep.
probably that might be either in Japan or China.
China or Japan, I think.
That is what I was going to say. Yes, Amal. Marsila, yes, it is Japan, China, Korea. You can check in Google. You can check in YouTube also. There are nap booth. There is something called nap booth. You pay over there. It is like phone booth. You pay something like that. Yes, Lakshmi. I'm saying seriously. Yeah, you pay a particular amount, 1 hour or 2 hours. You sleep. So they have chambers. It is not like a big lodge room or something like that. Just a bed and a table where you can keep your phones or a book, something like that. You can have a nap. You set your alarm and you go out. Over. So we wish such things will happen in India in future and in Gulf.
I've heard, correct me if I'm wrong, I have heard that power nap is just, even if it is for a 10 minutes you are taking, and it should be a peaceful one.
Biologically it is true. Biologically it is true. But as Marsila told, the problem with Indians is that we say 10 minutes, but we will wake up only after 10 hours. That's the problem.
Yeah. Thank you so much, sir. It was such a fun session. Ice-breaking session, we can say, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, then we can hand over to our anchors.
Yes, thank you, Praveen sir. It was very well informative. We got to know a lot about the principles of management. It was a knowledgeable session. So next, I would like to welcome Gino ma'am for the keynote address.
Thank you, Musna ma'am, for this opportunity, and I'm so glad to share the experience, what I got from this particular class, how I feel right now. And I'm so glad that, in fact, we are so glad that we had used Praveen sir for this particular talk. your experience of 22 years, we could experience right now through your talk. Because each and every example for all the 14 points which you gave was on the basis of your experience. And that was what we say, experience speaks, and thus just the experience spoke right now to us beautifully.
Thank you.
And you explained, as I said, each and every points on the basis of the real life experience. So we say that now knowledge wasn't transferred to us, experience was transferred to us, though it was a book knowledge, but what you transferred to us was interrelated. So how these points are settled in your mind, I believe it will be settled in each one of us mind, and it will be a chain process, because you explain to us each point relatively, that each point is interrelated but not same. Though they are interrelated, they are different from each other. That's what you explained to us, and that was really wonderful. I'm so lucky that I didn't miss this particular session. I gained a lot.
Correct.
And
I will be unhappy for the people who have missed it, actually. and it's a request, Marcella, that you should do an examination based on this. Okay, and I'm sure no, you people, no, nobody should be scared. You will all get 10 out of 10 in that examination. I'm very sure, because I have the trust in that.
And sir, also you showed us a different part, like how we should handle the stress if it is coming to us, how we should grow as a gem for the institution where we are going to work, how should we respect the experienced people who are coming across in our life, and we should not aim at the remuneration, instead try to gain experience and stand in the field where we are standing for a longer time and gain a lot of experience, have the mind to learn a lot throughout our life. Like as you said in the beginning, teachers cannot be taught, teachers are not ready, but we should have a mind to learn more.
Learn and accept, yes.
Yeah.
Particularly from seniors. Because that is one thing I repeatedly saying to all of you, that when we say that Mata Pita Guru Devo Bhava, there's something like when at home you definitely regard your dad and mom as the visible God. But in an institution, in a company, wherever you're working, who is your visible God? There is no dad and mom. So there I place my seniors, because of them, if I have learned all these things which I have learned, I have got the sharing, collaborated learning, or everything what has happened. If seniors were not there, who is going to guide us? So they are the visible God. So like Mata Pita Guru Devo Bhava, Guru is the one who is the senior right in front of us. There is so many things to learn.
And also, sir, thank you so much. We learned these principles of management as a theoretical part, as a business, related to business. Now you related each principles related to, relating it to educational management, how and in an education field we can carry forward this, and how organizing a teacher can be, and how initiating through the initiative principle you told us we should consider even our colleagues as a unique, and also subordinate as unique, and also children also unique. So we should not be biased while appreciating also. We should try, we are also unique. We should also never copy from others, try to be ourselves. That was really a different perspective of taking that particular principle and relating it to our field. So it wasn't like a business class. It was as in the first introduction, anchor Amal ma'am mentioned it as we were wondering how management is going to affect us in our life as a teacher. Now, through your experience of 22 years, how you showed us through your experience, how you helped us to understand, yes, as a teacher, we really need to know these 14 principles to go ahead with our life. And it was really wonderful. We appreciate your effort, your time you took for us, and also the effort you took about the PPT you prepared, and your heart to share it with us so that we can use it in the future also.
I think, thank you, Jinu, thank you. Marzilla, I think you don't need the PPT now. Ginu already got 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Because she has analyzed everything, evaluated the full summary. Okay, whatever I told.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Junior ma'am, for that wonderful speech. Life is not about finding yourself. Life is about creating yourself. This is the words from Mr. Praveen's blog. So life is so precious, and you know,
investigated that also. Oh my God.
we have gone through everything, sir.
You have not left a single stone unturned. Okay.
So it's our duty to show gratitude to the people who shone light to us and share values to our life. And this is a time for vote of thanks. Let me welcome Ramya ma'am for vote of thanks.
Good evening to one and all gathered here. On this wonderful evening, I would like to present my thanks of vote. I would like to, we take this golden opportunity to thank the respected chief guest of this function, Praveen sir, for attending this function.
Nandi Matrolale. I just remembered a dialogue from a movie. Okay, please, Ramya, you can continue. Okay.
Attending this function in his busy schedule. We really will cultivate his advice that you give to us in our real life. Thank you, sir. Thank you once again. Then I extend my gratitude to the respected Ncdc faculty, Marsala ma'am, for supporting us and for giving this platform and bringing a special guest for us for giving important knowledge for us also. And I heartily thank our anchors, that is Amal ma'am and Muzna ma'am, for the coordination and what.
Thank you, Amal. Thank you, Amal.
What a wonderful and.
Thank you, Ncdc. Yeah.
What enthusiastically arranged this function. So thank you, Amal ma'am and all, and Musna ma'am. And last but not least, our batchmates. Special thanks to all, because you all came with a lots of questions and you cleared all the doubt. So thank you friends for supporting. And I also thanks the staff and non-teaching staff and technical members also. Once again, thank you from my heart. Thank you.
I'm also grateful. I'm also grateful to the entire team of NCDC. And without mentioning one person's name, it will not end. My wife, because she is studying here, I got an opportunity to share all these ideas to NCDC. So I should thank my wife Hasi also in this particular platform.
Thanks for coming, Praveen. Thanks for making time.
Welcome. I think I can leave. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Marcela. Bye. Bye, all of you.
Thank you,
Bye.
sir.
Bye, sir. Thank you.
Yes, anchors, I think we can wind up with the national anthem.
Thank you, Hasina, for this wonderful opportunity. So we'll end the session with a national anthem.
Thank you.